and I am the founder of engAGE, formerly known as iPad engAGE. I put in a funding bid in 2014 to create the engAGE collective, which is made up of 4 artists based in the North East of Claire Ford, Leslie Ann Rose, Louise Rhea and Sarah Jane Scott. And the idea is that we get together monthly to develop ideas and innovative approaches when we're working with older people.
Hello, my name's Leslie and I'm one of the artists that work as part of the engAGE collective. We used to be called iPad engAGE because we work primarily onto the iPads, although we have a more holistic approach to the workshops. So we cover a lot of sensory aspects, using smells and sound, and we do a lot of themed workshops. It's also about the creation of new work. We can work on things that will inspire people to remember parts of their life, but it's about coming up with new, fresh creativity and creative projects rather than looking at a lot of memory work.
My name's Louise. I'm a filmmaker, predominantly kind of documentary. I was doing a kind of a top-up degree and my dissertation was looking at how I could make a film to help carers basically, because you don't get a lot of information as a carer how to deal with the various types of dementia.
My name's Sarah Jane and I'm one of the artists on the engAGE project. My arts background is that I studied photography at university, then went on to work as an interior designer and then a freelance photographer. I moved into the care sector once my mum was diagnosed with vascular dementia. When I first heard about the engAGE project, I was working as a creative coordinator for a local dementia charity. I was already interested in how the arts and creativity had positive impacts on people with dementia.
The engAGE project I became aware of, I was working with an elders dance group called Grand Gestures, and we made this amazing animation. As an artist, I've worked a lot with lots of different groups of people in art projects, but I hadn't worked a lot with people who have dementia. So for me it was a really exciting prospect to be able to work with people, especially using digital technology.
And then a friend who knew kind of said, oh, there's this iPad thing, and I was a bit I guess apprehensive because I'd never worked on an iPad before, so my work has been kind of film background. So anyway, I went for the job. I have a background in drama as well, so that kind of worked in terms of as an artist, and yeah, so I got an iPad and it was a bit of a learning curve, shall we say. But then obviously you realise all the things that you can do on a camera, you can do the same on the camera in the iPad.
Had done workshops working with traditional art forms prior to that and had touched on a little bit of iPad technology but not a great deal. So the prospect of working with a collective of other artists and working solely with iPad technology was a really exciting prospect for me.
As part of the collective, we've all organised different skill days where we've been able to develop new skills. Louise developed an essential oils training with an aromatherapist. We've developed skills with Leslie in Final Cut Pro, and Sarah Jane has taught us skills in photography as well. So everything we tend to do is very much digital, and then we're taking it onto the iPad in a really innovative way to engage people living with dementia.
Working as part of the engAGE collective has inspired me as an artist and filmmaker. One of the ladies in particular that I worked with was very influenced by sound, so listening to Gilbert and Sullivan reminded her of a time in her life where she had this really interesting childhood, and it brought all those memories back to that. It was really visual. We worked on some applications to make some work about it, and it was really interesting. And it's really made me become interested in listening to performers and sounds around in Newcastle. So it's kind of fed back to me as an artist being part of the project, as well as me having input, facilitating other people's creative process.
I also have a background as a consultant with Neil's Yard remedies, and I wanted to sort of have a look at how smells had an impact on the work that we did.
The most significant thing that I've learnt from the project is how to engage all of the senses in the workshops themselves. So whether that's the smell of a flower or the touch of soil, once you've engaged all of the senses, the creativity flows with the individual. If you don't have any of those extra stimulus, it's just a tablet, it's just a piece of technology that doesn't actually mean anything to the individual.
In the future, we're hoping to develop an intergenerational project which will help the digital element sustain really for a long period of time in residential care homes. So we're hoping to train younger children to use digital arts to inform engagement for other people.
Going forward, I would like to look at the possibility of designing my own app. This would give people with dementia, their carers and family members from all over the world a platform to enable them to send data, send information over that would be stored on one platform. This would have a user-friendly interface and it would be very design-friendly.
We're also hoping to have a touring exhibition as well to prove and to promote really what older people living with dementia can do on an iPad.
So having worked in different residential settings and also having lost people along the way, it also teaches me a real sense of that it's quite important that what we do in the time that we have, and to have an integrity about our work, and it's taught me a kind of humility as well, and it's important to, you know, not boost people but kind of things that can be achieved when people step into a different world. It's not about dragging them back, it's about kind of boosting them and praising them what they can do now and just making them feel well and happy with what they're doing.